following is a presentation of TFNN.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Let's go to Ilka in Boston. Ilka, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Steve, seriously, you guys are unbelievable. You are doing wonders for all the traders.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that.
The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the August 26th. Marvelous Monday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call the tail of the dog. You know, man's best friend can offer us great life lessons, whether you're a dog lover or not. Let's look at their secrets. Number one, we should all learn to wag our tail more often than our tongue. You know, great listening skills are key to being a great communicator or a great leader, which each of you are. Sometimes a frustrated individual just needs someone to listen to them versus offering a solution. This is absolutely the case when it comes to that masculine versus feminine energy, but we'll leave that for another day. Number two, assemble your pack. You know, the most successful people surround themselves with a network of people whose habits you would like rubbed off on you. Number three, dogs are great at making us feel needed and valued, a trait we should pass on to our coworkers, our family, as well as our friends out there. And number four, our canine friends also enjoy the simplest things in life. Spend a moment to smell the roses or simply put the window down the next time you drive your car, and maybe you should stick your head out of the windows like our canine friends like to do. So begin your day by wagging your tail, assembling your pack, making everyone in your life feel needed, and enjoy the simple things in life. Hope everyone out there had a fantastic weekend. Let's go check out the simple things in the markets here. Right now, Dow futures off 7 points, so we got a flat open out here. Dow futures are trading out at 14,983. The ES Mini basically flat, up 50 cents, trading at 1662. Russell 2000 up about 70 cents, about $1.10.38. Nasdaq futures up about 4 at 31.25. King dollar back about a nickel right now at 81.35. So the currency market relatively flat out here and stable. Goldilocks up a buck right now, trading at $13.97. Nice showing on Friday, both in gold and silver. Silver, especially right now, silver's up 44 cents. That's up nearly 2%. The little rocket ship in that thing, that's trading out at $24.18. Light sweet crude is flat at $106.40. Our call-in number, 877-927-6648. Quick peek around the globe. Well, you got the FTSE is closed today. They've got a nice little banking holiday over there, so that means everybody's out, in the pubs or maybe on the golf course or maybe a combination of both. The DAX here is off 49 cents, so that's basically a flat market. The Nikkei was down 24 points, no big deal there. The Hang Seng up 141, nearly 0.7%, and the Shanghai up nearly 2 percentage points. That was up 40. Let's go start off by taking a look. What should we take a look at here? Let's see. What do we got? Let's go take a look at the ES Mini. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart, see what we've got out here. In fact, we'll go back. Actually, let me go back to this chart right here. I know if you were listening in to the Nadex bull-bear binary option hour that Daryl and I did on Friday, we gave away, I thought was a pretty nice trade out there. We were taking a look at, I was looking at both sides of the trade. It was the bullish side of the trade that we went ahead and placed there first. I believe that the target I gave was right around the 1667-ish range. That was the high that, I don't know, what was that, 16, what was it, about 1660, I think might have been the high that we were, what was it? I've got that screwed up, don't I? I think it was the 1660 range that we were taking a look at. Yeah, pretty sure that was one of the areas. I think the trade that we took, the top of it, was right around 1680. Didn't expect that to occur. But what we were looking at was the mere fact that the ES-mini on the 30-minute chart here was just simply pointing to a move higher. Now, when we take a look at the ES-mini, number one, it was moving down into what I consider to be a support area, which was about 1653. That level here was tested at 1030 while we were doing the Nadex Bull Bear binary option hour out there. And then we had that nice big old green candle come through at 11 o'clock. And what I mentioned there was I thought that, based on the prior couple days trading, that what we would see would be a little bit of a short covering rally coming into the close out there because, some of the bears would be saying, this market's not pushing lower. Maybe time to go ahead and cover some of those positions. And that's really exactly what we saw coming into that 4 o'clock close. We saw the market just simply push higher. We saw the ES-mini get up to that 1662 range. Right now you're at 1662.50. So you're basically the same place that as we came into that 4 o'clock close. So now what do I expect? Well, we were taking a look at a move to about the 1670 area. We had this little sideways consolidation that went on for quite some time. We'll call it back from the time frame of about August the 16th until it finally broke through on August the 21st out there. So nice little 14-point consolidation to the bottom. When it did break, it projected about a 1627 level. Didn't get all the way down there. Certainly got into that oversold condition coming in about 8:30 in the evening on August 21st as it pushed down to about 1631. That 14-point consolidation, well, that takes us up to about the 1670 level. What else do we have in that 1670 range? Well, folks, if we come take a look at the highs out here, again, this is a 30-minute chart because that's, in my opinion, that's like the best EKG of the markets out here. If you really want to understand the heartbeat, just go take a look at that 30-minute chart out there. If we go back to the highs here on August 2nd, right in the 1705-ish range, down to the lows that came in here on August 21st, we'll also see that in that 1670 area, and it's really 1677, you've got your normal what? That's right, Suite 618. That's the suite number of TFNN. That's our headquarters suite. I don't know how that works out. Actually, I do, and that is a beautiful thing, and that's where a market is normally going to retrace back to. So it's 1670, 1677. That ought to be the next target as the C point, what is likely the C point, gets formed on an A to B equals CD down. May not be, may be more than the C point, but at least right now, that's what it looks like. Right now, you're trading out at 1663, so you're looking at a potential move higher of what, 1663, 1670. You've got 7 to 14 points move higher to get up into that good old sweet 618 level. If we go ahead and explode this out a bit, what we will see here is the market is neither overbought nor oversold, so there is room to run to the upside in the ES-mini, the rest of the futures as well. If we go take a look at the daily, let's go take a look at the daily futures contracts. Let's take a look at the larger picture. Oh, I don't like that. That was not a good thing with 5 minutes to go in this trading period here. Looks like my system just kind of freaked out there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to restart this, but while I'm restarting this, I'm going to have to go to Plan B. Not that I have a Plan B, but I'm going to come up with one here right now. So Stevie, fast in moving here. You got to love it when the world goes ahead and just simply throws you a curveball. So while that is restarted, I'm going to switch over to system number 2. But what I'm going to do here is give me a moment here to pull it up. I was going to look at the ES-mini, and we're going to take a look at this actually on the weekly chart out here. So give me a moment to power this up and get rid of a few things out here while this is loading. What we're going to take a look at is, oh boy, that didn't work out real well. Let's see here. Going with game plan. Give me a second here to do this here. Boy, let me get rid of this here. Go do not plot. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put a different chart up on the screen here while I get the other one. I'll get the other one kick-started here during the break. And so we're going to take, this is actually the ES-mini. This is the daily chart that we're taking a look at out here. Now, what you can see is, let me go ahead and actually just turn this on here. Golly. Talk about really having to, give me one moment to do this here. Give me a moment. Abbreviations false. Okay, good. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually put this up on the screen. So it's another charting platform that I also use. So I've got several that are running during the show. So what I want to show you here is we're taking a look at the daily chart. This is for the ES Mini here. And now what you can see is we can see the support, just simply from a candlestick standpoint, that is along the bottoms here. So we can see that coming in on the trading session. Let me get a cursor going right here. Crosshair. So coming in on the trading session of August the 22nd out there, we had a nice little bullish engulfing candle. This is on the daily S&P futures contract. So that sets up support down at the low of that session. The low of that session is 1631.50. That's where we're going to see our support level. You've got resistance up here. We had nice on the daily chart. You had the relative strength price divergent pattern as the high was being formed here on August the 1st, August the 2nd time frame. That is going to be our resistance area. If on this chart here, I'm not going to be able to show you the retracements as easy. But what I'm going to do is just switch over to the weekly chart right now because the week ended last week. Let's go see if there's any kind of signals out here on a weekly chart. This thing loads a little bit slower than the other charts that I use out here. Now, what the weekly chart is showing us is if we take a look at last week's candle, this red body coming down, this is the week of August the 16th. You can remember, I'm a real big fan of candlesticks being able to help really kind of light the way as to which way the markets are going to go. The weekly has more meaning than daily. If we take a look at the weekly chart out here, we can see we've got these small-bodied candles traveling with inside the week of August 16th. So this market doesn't get bullish until that bear sash candle from the week of August 9th gets taken out, the high of that level out here, because otherwise that's just a resistance area. That's at 1705. That's on the ES Mini. So that's the high out there. Also, as long as price is just traveling inside the body of this candle, the open of that, and this is the week of August the 16th, the open is 1685. All that we're really seeing right now is nothing more, very likely nothing more, than the B to a C of the A to B equals CD down. However, if we go take a look at, this is going to be interesting here, we're going to put up the NASDAQ composite on a weekly chart. If we take a look at the NASDAQ composite on a weekly chart out here, take a look at this is what I really want to show you, because this market's not going to go south without the composite. Just not going to happen. Now, take a look at this session here. This is that August 2nd week here. Now, we're on the weekly chart out here. Take a look at that green-bodied candle. Now, if you take a look at the prior 2 weeks, we had price just traveling with inside there. So it's going to be the NASDAQ composite that we've got to pay attention to this week, because this one will signal the breakout. Look, it is the S&P 500, it is the Dow that are the 2 weak links in the chain out here. But when we take a look at the NASDAQ composite, if we take a look at the NDX, if we take a look at the Russell 2000 on the weekly chart out here, they are not showing us any of the real bearish configurations out here inside the marketplace. So this is what we've got to be paying attention to. You want to make it even if we take a look here at the monthly chart of these 2 indexes out here. This is the Russell 2000. This is the monthly chart, folks. This is not a bearish at all reversal pattern. Not at all. Same thing on the composite. So that's what we got to pay attention to. A lot of work for the bears to do. 877-927-6648. Be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzamento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. No real change out here in the futures marketplace, so sorry about that little interruption. Hopefully it wasn't too bad as I was switching in between some programs. Luckily I had a backup there. Now, we're going to stay in the backup program here. I'm going to go actually flip back and forth as much as I can here. Now, take a look at the New York Stock Exchange. So each of you out there listening, and you know how important I believe that the NYSE is to us, because we really need to understand the overall market breadth of what's going on out there. And so that is really one, in my opinion, that's the best place to be paying attention to. So New York Stock Exchange with Friday's move that we saw, Friday's push higher, there was decent market breadth as well. In order for the bulls to actually take control of the market today, all that's needed is 140 net advancing issues out there. So that is something that is very simple to do. So we're going to be paying attention to that, because the market really is at a precipice here. Either it's going to fall off the edge, that could be during the day today, or we are going to see a push higher. Now, it's helpful to understand different time frame charts out here. So the New York Stock Exchange, this is the daily chart that we're watching on my screen here. You know, if you are listening on your radio, your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, thank you so much for doing that. Remember, you can always catch the live stream of the show on your pad, on your smartphone type device out there. by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see that little smart button up in the upper right-hand side, 3 smartphone-type devices on there. Click on that. The show streams live, and you can always get the archive for, I think it's about 5 days of this show on Channel 9. So we're taking a look at the daily chart. The daily chart is, in this stage here, is not as important as I switch over to the weekly chart. So we're going to do that here for a moment because we ended the week. So let's go see what was the weekly chart of the New York Stock Exchange. What kind of signal was it providing to us last week? Almost looks like a hammer candle, doesn't it? There hadn't been enough of a decline here in the New York Stock Exchange in order for that to really looks like a hammer candle, smells like a hammer candle, but just simply not enough of a decline. Remember, the New York Stock Exchange has only made a 0.382 retracement off of that June 24th low out there. But no question, if we take a look at last week, there was the bulls here that seem to exert their energy towards the end of the trading session out here. So as we take a look, that's the weekly chart, we've got this week here is going to be a very important week because this is going to set the tone for what is going on inside the monthly chart. And as we were taking a look at the, I think it was the composite, we were looking at the Russell 2000. It was the Russell 2000 we had up there. And on the monthly chart, that most certainly was not a bearish configuration at all. Well, guess what? Inside the New York Stock Exchange, if this were the end of the month, this too, in fact, is, if anything, this is bullish because the bearish engulfing candle, we'll call it neutral because the bearish engulfing candle was right here. This is the week of the 6th out there. Oh, this is the month. I'm sorry. This is the June. So this is the month of June, and that June. How about that? June. And so that was a bearish engulfing. Of course, there was not much of a body to engulf during the month of May out here. But when you have that, it really sets up the top of whichever the high is of the candles that are engulfed, or the engulfing candle, that really sets up your resistance line. So inside the NYSE, the resistance line still is that high, which is 96.9546. But you see this bearish engulfing candle right here, taken out during the month of July with a bull sash. So I kind of erased this whole thing out here. Yeah, I recognize this as a resistance area, but as we take a look at this entire configuration here, and what I consider to be the most important index for us to be paying attention to and getting an idea of what's going on in the overall market, which is the New York Stock Exchange, there is a lot of work for the bears to really become a dominant force here. They had that chance last week, but boy, they gave up on it. And now all that's needed today in order for the Bulls to take control of the game. Remember, like in football, that very next play can be an interception or a fumble. But as we speak today, all that's needed for the Bulls to take charge is more than 140 net advancing issues inside the NYSE. But the NYSE, this all looks way better than the Dow. If we take a look at the Dow, here is the weak link. And as we take a look at the candle, what you'll see so far, if the Dow were to go ahead and close out here right now at the level of 15,010, you've got a little dark cloud cover out there. And that is a bearish reversal sign inside the marketplace. So it's only the Dow. If we go take a look at the actual S&P 500, now the month's not over, but it's good to understand the perspective of where we are in the month. Well, if we take a look at the S&P 500, that, quite frankly, is nothing more than a pause button. That is also not a reversal signal. So the bears have really got to take charge, and today would really be the day. Being so close and only needing 140 net advancing issues for the Bulls to take control, this is the time right now for the Bears to throw the best pass that they possibly can. And we're going to need to see it in the S&P 500. We're going to need to see it in the composite, in the NDX 100, in the Russell 2000, in the whole kit and caboodle out here. Otherwise, maybe it's the other indexes that will actually go ahead and pull the old Dow up. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter, Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com. Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. We got the Dow down 7 points, trading out at 1503. The 15,003, I should say. The S&P is up 50 cents, trading at 1664. Composite up a couple points at 36.59. Russell 2000 up $1 at 10.39. Google off $1.67. Apple up $3 and change, trading out at 504. And a change out there to the upside. Leading the charge is Kihu 360. QIHU up 9% this morning, up $6 and change. Onyx Pharmaceuticals on a buyout by Amgen, or confirming that buyout out there. That is up about 5%. That is at 123. Amgen up 560 as well on that buyout news. Tesla Motors up $3 and change here, up about 2%. C.H. Robinson Worldwide, CHRW, that's up 4% this morning. 3D Systems, Triple D, up 5%, up 221. Monsanto, MON, up about 2%, up $1.81. Anadarko Petroleum, APC, up $1.58. To the downside here, Not a lot dollar-wise to the downside. Leader in the clubhouse is Netflix. That's off $2 right now, down about 0.7%. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, that's off 77 cents. Cena Corp jumping into the fray here. They're off $1.34. Tyson Foods, TSN off 70 cents. NQ Mobile off about 60 cents. Microsoft down 48 cents after having a fantastic showing on the celebration of Steve Ballmer's retirement out there. Kind of good news and bad news. He made a lot of money, but perhaps psychologically damaged just a bit at the way that Wall Street greeted that news out here. So let's go take a look at some of these stocks here, popping and dropping. Let's go see what they are actually doing. Let's start off with QIHU. Kihu, I'm not sure, but gapping up here this morning. Let's go take a look. It's got some nice volume behind the move. Let me just make sure everything is updated in here after that system crash. So most certainly it is. So it's up with good volume, 1.1 million shares, taking out its most recent swing point that had 6.4 million shares from August the 19th out here. Let's go ahead and, boy, this is a nice-looking stock chart out here off of its IPO time frame back in 2011. So this is let's go put this on a little bit longer-term time frame here, a weekly chart. Now this thing has been just simply a rocket ship out here. And so we've got a weekly gap that's ought to come back and at least close that gap. I don't see any other weekly gaps out here. What is the news behind the move out here? Let me see what I've got. Looks like a earnings report. Their profits soaring. I need to stretch this out. You can look at it here. So they did about 26 cents earnings per share versus 6 cents from the prior year. Their revenues rose to $151 million versus $72. So a nice double there. Net income was $33 million versus $7 million. So having a very nice showing out here. And as far as patterns, pretty tough to really find any kind of real pattern that you could rely upon here. You know, if I take a look at expansion of swing points, well, it's way above anything that we might see on the Fibonacci numbers. You can see 72.61 was the 2.618. So, and sometimes there are certain tools that you use, and the patterns just simply, at least A to B equals CD patterns here, and or expansion patterns just simply aren't going to really work. The 2.618 A to B equals CD, 82.95 out here. I'm not sure where this equity is going to stop, though. What you can see, and take a look at the weekly chart, is this thing we never really saw bears inside. The only time we really saw any kind of bears in here, there was a little shooting star candle on the weekly chart. That was it. That took place on June the 21st out here, 2013, but that was immediately erased on that following trading session. Really, quite frankly, I mean, you had a little bit of a bearish engulfing maybe back here in April of 2013, but quite frankly, off of that March 22nd low out here, it has been nothing but the bullish cause inside of this equity. So nice-looking chart. What doesn't look nice is if this thing ever does fall out of bed, the real support on this is back probably around the December 7th type area. That's around $24, as well as you've got right around $24 August 24th. So if this thing ever did fall out of bed, that's where it would fall down to. Let's go out to Alex in New York. Alex, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you this morning?
Very good, Steve.
Excellent.
And we talked last week about this, about the IDV.
Yes. Tell me what you're looking at now. I know you had this both as a longer term holding as well as you had a trading position in it, as if I recall correctly.
Right, and you know, in the Amgen Onyx deal, they're both up today, which is sort of unusual for the acquiring company and the company being acquired both to be up. But I had always said that was going to happen when that deal closed.
Yeah, you know, it's a nice deal out there. You know, I used to own Onyx, and ended up taking a small profit on it and clearly getting out way too early. That had confirmed weekly A to B equals CD up, which ended up coming into fruition, you know, when it moved up in that $127-ish range out there. So, but, you know, trade is a trade. So inside the IBB, what is it that you're doing now? I know we took a look at potential resistance out here at that August 14th high at 195.43. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my question is, on August 19th, the IDB, the low was 187.05. And every day since then, it's made a higher low and a higher high. And
Correct.
Today already, we did that.
Correct.
Do you consider that a very good sign that it's now change to an upward momentum?
Well, see, I think this was always in an upward trending, and I think that the confirmation of that actually took place back here on August the 21st. So this has been in a uptrend, and I don't. The only time that the uptrend was potentially broken on this equity was coming into the June 24th lows. And when I take a look at this, Alex, so the low on June 5th was 169.21, and it got down to a low of 164.14. And the question is, just how much room would you give something to be considered more of a consolidation versus switching into a downtrend? And it was really at that stage, that's where the real critical time period came in, where you could have said this thing was switching to a downtrend. But in order for that to have happened, just as you were pointing out, you would have needed to have seen one more lower low, one more lower high. And we didn't see that. And, in fact, it really took place on the week of July 5th, July 8th out there, where, in my opinion, to take a look at the IBB, that any potential downtrend was broken out here. And then what we had is as the market moved down lower into the trading session of August 19th, and that's the area that you were paying attention to, that 187.05 level. To me, you got the confirmation of the uptrend when you got to close above that high, which was 189.46, and that took place on August the 21st out there when it closed at 191.11. So to me, the uptrend is really inside the IBB is certainly still in place here. That doesn't mean that it doesn't run into resistance, doesn't mean that it can't reverse. You've got both a long-term, on a long-term position, I can't find any reason at all why you would go ahead and close that out. On a trading position, you just have to pay attention to where is it that's going to find some resistance out there. And part of that was really, certainly this little falling window out here. We didn't really see that. I think that this doesn't find resistance until you get back up here into the highs.
That's my position on the stock. There are people who have the opposite position, though.
Well, no, that's what that. Thank goodness, because you need that in a trading environment. I mean, you've got to have people that are buyers and sellers, and it's not about. So to me, that's the beauty of it. And now, as we talked about last week, the real key is taking a look at the top. In this case here, I believe it was the top 5 holdings that represent about 40% or so of the actual weighting structure inside there, but certainly the top 10. And so, look, if somebody went ahead and they shorted this up at the high at $201, and it had a nice move down to 187. So it all depends on your time frame and your trading style and what it is that you're looking at. So, I think every trade has, as long as you use stops and you have exits, you have a strategy in place, there's something in it for everybody. That's the way I look at it. And the reason why I look at it like that is because I trade the ES mini on a daily basis in both directions, and sometimes it can be multiple directions, multiple trades in one day. Last week there was in one day I was long and short on three separate occasions. So I was a bull and a bear, just simply taking a look at the time frame that you trade and the trading style out there. So that's the way I look at it. But I like the IBB. I mean, it looks pretty nice for the time frames that you're trading it on.
Okay, and by the way, Onyx was the 12th largest holding in the IBB.
Was it? Yeah. That you talk every time I take a look at that stock chart. That's the one that got away because inside my clients and I, we had Onyx ONXX, I believe is the ticker symbol on that. Is that right? ONX. ONXX. Yeah. And we had that trade. And I had that thing pegged. We were in, I don't know, right around $84 or what have you. And, this thing's pulled back. We down to $79 on June 24th. And because this thing did have on a weekly chart, it already had the confirmed A to B equals CD up pattern. And I've just pulled up the chart. Here's what, I had inside my system out here. And the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, I'd go back and pull out the newsletter and said, look, this has a confirmed 1-to-1 A to B equals CD up to about the 134 range. And that's exactly when the buyout came in. That's exactly where it traded up to. So, hey, sometimes, Alex, they just get away from us.
Yeah, and you don't look at fundamentals, and it's a real strange story in Onyx. It's based on one drug, which they didn't develop.
Right.
Which they didn't develop. They bought from another company. They bought another company for $300 million, And now it looks like that drug is going to have sales of $2 billion a year.
Yeah, I know another company like that. They started out, and they bought another company, and then that turned out to be a huge success. Probably one of the largest ones ever. You know which one I'm talking about? Microsoft.
I do. Okay.
Microsoft.
All right.
Microsoft really never developed, the operating system. Not that Bill Gates wasn't a great programmer or anything, but it was the buyout of another company that really made Microsoft what it is today. So
actually, the guy at the other company was sort of a hippie type guy,
sure,
and he did not want to do business with IBM, and Bill Gates needed that system to make a deal with IBM.
He did. He sold the deal first before he actually had the solution out there. That will motivate you to find a solution, won't it?
Well, it's a classic piece of history. I don't like to say I'm anti-Bill Gates, but he gets way over sort of idealized for something that wasn't his piece of software.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but but just like in the case of Onyx, being able to go out there and look, I think in the case of Bill Gates, I think there's really a lot that each of us can learn by that story. And in his case there, in fact, it's for every person who actually owns and operates a business. And, in fact, it's the way that we are in life. And it's always about the questions that we ask ourselves. See, the questions are truly our controlling focus. And in Bill Gates' case, his primary question was, how can he, have an operating system that is on basically virtually every computer that is out there in the marketplace? And that was his driving force. That was his driving question out there. And so what I like about that is the drive behind making that happen. And, and quite frankly, for a good reason. I'm sitting here running this platform, on on in essence on a Microsoft platform. I've got both. I sold IBM, Apple, Compaq, the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, that was back in the '80s. That was back in those early days out there. And so, whether he developed it or not, or what credit he does get credit for, I think when I take a look at Bill Gates and what he represented with regard to what it is that he can really teach everyone, it is to really understand what your outcome is. And he knew what his outcome was. And that's really, can I consider yourself to a Bill Gates? Because you know what your outcome is when you're trading the IBB. And so I think the two of you guys maybe have more in common than less in common.
And it's also some misthinking on the part of IBM, thinking that the business was all going to be hardware, and they didn't care about the software end of the business.
Well, now at that time, so I guess to defend IBM, because I was, so in 1983 I started a division of a publicly held microcomputer company, and we started from ground zero, and we turned that in 5 years from $0 to $100 million a year in sales. Now, IBM was my largest supplier at that time. And so my relationships, because I was down in Florida and they were down in Boca, was very, very strong. And at that stage, IBM was coming from the mainframe side of the business. They were just looking at this. At that stage, they were just looking at these PCs in the corporate environment, which was where we were struggling at first to get business, because this was all the personal computer business. They didn't want to have anything to do with the personal computer business. What they wanted was they wanted us to be able to sell these as dumb terminals, as replacement terminals for who was it? Who was the big terminal provider back then? Anyways, the name escapes me off the top of my head. And
I think they used to call it workstations.
Well, yeah. I mean, at first it was really just being able to have software to just simply operate as terminals out there, and then $10,000 systems that we sold with an IBM PC and a printer out there. Hey, Alex, thanks so much for spending time with me this morning.
Great, Steve. Good
okay.
Show.
877-927-6648. Be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 14, S&P up 3, Composite up 9, Russell 2000 up a point. And, you know, most important question you can ask if you are in business, and each of you are, if you are certainly, you know, one-man, one-woman armies trading these markets out here, is what business am I in, and what business should I be in? Well, let me tell you the business that you should be in right here, right now, and that is rushing over to the homepage of TFNN.com. Folks, this is the first time ever, and I am certainly proud to be able to kick this off for all of you here at TFNN. TFNN is put together a promotional. We're putting together not just a promotion, a trading competition, a virtual trading competition, the TFNN virtual trading competition. All the details right now are on the homepage of TFNN.com, but let me give them to you. $10,000, $10,000 in cash awards. That's 70 total prizes that are going to be given out here. Now, 10 overall winners are going to receive up to $3,000 in cash. There's going to be 10 runners-up that will receive an autographed copy of the best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade. 5 randomly drawn winners each day. That's 25. 5 randomly drawn winners each day are going to get $100 just for making a trade each day. Doesn't matter whether the trade is successful or not. You're still eligible for $100. Now, here's the specifics, or some of the specifics. You've got to sign up by Thursday, September 25th. So there's not a lot of time here to sign up, and don't procrastinate. This is one you want to sign up for. This is a program, a virtual trading competition that you want to participate in. You've got to sign up by September 5th, because what happens if you don't? Well, folks, if you don't sign up for September 5th, by September 5th, when the trading competition begins, it'll be too late. The contest is going to begin now that following Monday, September the 9th. The platform that we're going to be using to be able to manage all this is going to be the Nadex platform. So you're going to go over to the homepage of TFNN.com. There's a link there where you'll sign up for it. This is different than the Nadex platform, as far as what you can test drive right now. So this is a little bit different, but we're going to be using the Nadex platform in order to be able to manage all of this. You want to sign up today. Everyone's going to start with that $25,000, and even if you blow the whole $25,000 on your first trade out there, you still can win $100. $100 just simply by participating in this program out here. So what a great promotion that Tom and the team at TFNN have put together. $10,000 in cash awards. So please go over to the homepage at TFNN.com. Do it right now out there. You want to take advantage of that opportunity. In talking with here, just have a minute to go, and so in talking earlier with Alex about Bill Gates, IBM, and so forth. So many stories out there. It's so important to understand what business you're in, or what business should you be in out there. And what Bill Gates had was he had this focus of wanting to be able to be the one that had the operating system on all of the computers. That was his mission. It wasn't to have the best operating system. It was how could he control all of the computers out there, at least the operating system on each of those computers, because there were plenty of other better systems out there. There was a guy named Chuck Peddle who who at one point in time ran Victor Comptometer. That was the old cash register calculator company. They tried getting in, but they went with MS-DOS instead of PC-DOS. There was a little bit of a difference there. IBM also kind of messed up there. Not only did they, when they finally were in the hardware business, they sort of messed up and they let another guy in there, Michael Dell, because they decided that all this clone business that was out there really wasn't going to turn out to be a big business. Turns out that turned out to be the bigger business that was out there. So you've always got to ask that question, what business am I in? What business should I be in? Look, when it comes to trading these markets, you want to understand whether or not you should be a bull or a bear, whether you're playing the indexes or whatever it is. Go over to the homepage of TFNN.com. The business you want to be in is taking advantage of the TFNN $10,000 trading platform that we've got out there, folks. Have a great Monday. I look forward to seeing you soon tomorrow morning. What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi. I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.